Hi to all you wonderful people on social media. This is your realtor and investor, Lester Witherspoon, coming to you once again with the Lester Real Estate and Investment Program. We'd like to welcome you to our program. I'm always glad to have you. Thanks for taking time off your busy schedule to be a part of our program. We really appreciate you taking your time to be a part of our program. We appreciate it very highly. So thank you very much. If you know anybody who thinking about buying or selling, please think about buying or selling a property, please share this program with them. We appreciate it. If you can share with them or invite them to just come in and be a part of the program. If you know they want to buy or sell and don't have a realtor, let them just give me the information. I'll be glad to reach out to them. Or you give them my information, let them reach out to me, and I'll be glad to sit and talk with them and go in more details with them on the home buying process. Because this program is an educational program where we educate the public on about the home buying process, things that you need to do to prepare to buy a home, things what you need to do to be able to sell your home and all that. So that's what this program is all about. So, and in the event that you don't have a realtor, we also will be glad to work with you to make sure that your real estate dream become a reality. So, glad to have you. And I hope today you'll be able to learn something as we share with you today on 4 things you need to take into consideration during the home buying process. 4 key things that you need to take into consideration during the home buying process. 4 things. Now, the first thing is that you need to take into consideration is the offer price. And the first thing, So now, when you make an offer, normally the seller put the house on the market and they put it there with a sales price. Now, that sales price is usually the price that the seller said, look, I'm willing to accept this amount to buy my home. Even anybody who want to buy my home. That's the first thing that they're saying. So the buyer now see that price and he gets with his realtor and say, look, I like this home and I want to buy it, but I can afford to pay this amount for the home. So let's suppose the seller say he want to pay the amount of $400,000 for that home. Say, okay, anybody want to buy my home, I want to give it to you for $400,000. You, again, first, you got to know which market you are in. Because if you are in the seller's market, then you know right now you have slim chance of negotiation. If you are in a buyer's market, then you have a liberty to negotiate a little bit more. So based on which market you are in, that's how you negotiate. You see? So the seller say, I will accept $400,000 for property. If you're in the seller's market, you should know that the seller, most people, that means you have few properties on the market and you have a lot of people chasing the few properties. So that means most people who want that property will be going above, either at the sales price or above the sales price in making offers. So you got to know which market you are in, whether in the seller's market or whether in the buyer's market. So based on the market, then you make sure you know how to go about making your offer. That's key to know. Now, when you're in a buyer's market, then you're in control because you are an advantage. It tells you that you have a lot of properties on the market and just few persons on the market going after the properties. So you have a huge supply and the demand is less. High demand, high supply, low demand. That's a buyer's market right there. So then you can negotiate to come down. Tell the buyer, say, look, you said $400,000 for your property, but I only able to offer you $375, $365, $380, whatever it is. You be giving your own situation because it's situational. You see, so you have to negotiate the price based on the market. Yeah. So it's very important to know which market you are in order to go about your negotiation with the price of the property that you want to buy. You see? So that's the first thing you need to do. You have to negotiate that price to come up with an offer price. And once both parties agree on the price and all that, then you get into a ratified contract. That means, and let me let you know, a ratified contract is a binding contract. It is a binding contract on both parties. It's binding on the seller, it's binding on the buyer. Once both parties sign that contract, it becomes a binding contract. So you got to make sure you know what you're getting into. You see? So, and that will become important. That is not only the price. There are other key things that you need to put into place to make sure that even though we agree on the price, but you got to make sure you have some loopholes. That if things don't work, you can be able to get out of that contract. And there are other things that you need to be able to negotiate during the process. So your buyer, the buyer agent needs to know that, okay, we made this offer, this is what we're working towards. But what are things we need to put into place? So just in case it don't work, we can be able to get out. So then comes to our second step, second important thing to consider. The second important thing to consider during the process is the contingencies. And these are ways in which you can get out of the contract. Because the contingency is saying, I will buy your house if these conditions are met. You see, that what the contingency is telling the sellers. And I'll let you know, sellers don't like too many contingencies. They don't like too many contingencies. Because they are all loopholes. You're telling the seller that are willing to move forward on these conditions. You see? So, let's suppose the first contingency, let's suppose the home inspection. The home inspection tells the seller, I will buy a house if we do the home inspection and there's no major fault on the house. You see? If there's no major fault on the house, I'll go ahead and buy a property. Because when a property, there are things on the property that have lifespan. You have the heating system. The heating system, you have a lifespan. And the longer you live in the house, the lifespan begins to expire. The water system, the heating, the water, they all have lifespan. You see? So you will buy a property, you want to buy a property where you just have maybe just 1 or 2 years left on it. No. You want to make sure that you have enough time that you can at least be able to enjoy the house before you don't repair anything in the house. You see? So if it's a seller's market, most times you see people waiving contingencies. But you need to know what kind of contingencies you're waiving. Even though it's a seller market. If it's a seller's market, you want to waive, I still advise my clients to do the home inspection. Always good to do the home inspection because it lets you know, the home inspection will let you know what you are getting into. It will let you know the condition of the property. So it's always good to do the home inspection. Don't waive the home inspection if it's a buyer's market, you have to need to waive the home inspection. Make sure its home inspection is included. And make sure everything is done properly before you can move forward with that processing of that property. And if there's anything that's wrong with the property, because the home inspection will be able to check to see what all the faults that the home inspection is all about. To see if there's any fault wrong with the property. That the home inspector there to check to see whether there's any fault that's wrong with that property. And if there's any fault that's wrong with the home inspector needs to identify it and bring it to the buyer's attention and let the buyer know that these things are wrong and these things need to be worked on. It's very important. It's very, very, very important. You see? So the home home inspection needs to let the buyer know that X, Y, and Z wrong with the property and these things need to be fixed in order to move forward. And then you come up with your notice and send a notice to the listing agent. These we want to move forward, but these things need to be done in order to move forward with the property. You see, in order to move forward with the deal, the contract. You see? So once the seller agreed to meet with, because if the seller now have the option to say yes, I will do these things, or no, then he can say no, I don't want to sell my house again. I'm walking away, or he say yes, I'll fix this. We will move forward the closing. The seller has the option. You see? So, but if he wants to rather sell his house, then he needs to meet those contingencies. Make sure that all the repairs that need to be done, all the repairs are done. You see, another contingency that people, that's important to look for, to work on is the appraisal contingency. And when you're getting into a contract, you have to get a mortgage. You have to get a mortgage in order to purchase a home, unless you buy the house cash. So if you don't have the money to buy the house cash, you need to get a loan from a lender to buy the house. So the lender will send an independent appraiser to check to see whether the price that the seller is offering, the house is worth that price. You see, the house is worth that price. So the appraiser will go to make sure that the house is worth that price, and if it's worth that price, then that's good. You can move forward with the deal. Sometimes, if the buyer is lucky, the appraiser can say the house is even above the price that the seller wants to sell. That means it's good news for the buyer. The buyer is buying the property with equity in the property. That's good news for you. But when that appraiser go and he do his work, and he come and say, look, the price that the seller is asking, the property is less than the price, then that becomes an issue. Because the seller have to either bring the price down to what the appraiser say is worth, or the buyer can walk away from that contract. So that's a loophole for the buyer to get out of the contract. You see? So when that appraiser is complete his work, he will let you know that he send a report to say, yes, the house appraised for the price, so we can move forward, or the house is worth more than what is being sold for, or the house was worth less than what is being sold for. You see, so you always want to pray. The seller always praying that you get news that either the house is at value or above value. Then they can move forward. You see, and buyer, you can make sure if it's below the value, make sure that you send that notice. We got a report back from the appraiser, and the house is worth less than what you're asking. So you either got to bring it down or walk away. And that's a way to get out. If you refuse to bring it down, buyer, you can walk out of that contract. Yep. The third key thing that we want to talk about when it comes to contingency is the financing contingency. The financing contingency, the loan that you're getting, it has to be approved before you can buy the house. You see? So, and that way, I would tell, look, is the last person you want to lie to is your lender. That's the last person you want to play games with. And I always try to work with my clients to make sure that you are approved. Don't just get qualified, because there's a difference between getting pre-qualification and getting a pre-approval. Pre-qualification, you be your lender, tell the person, oh, I make this amount, I have this amount in my account, I got this amount of debt, I have this amount, reserve, and all that kind of stuff. The man take you at what you tell him, and he will give you that pre-qualification letter. But when you go to a lender, and the lender take all what you say into consideration, he sends it to the underwriting. Underwriting verify everything that you have said, and it prove that definitely what you have said is true, and if the underwriter approves that amount, then you are approved. So it's a huge difference. When you get pre-qualified, you have not gone through the underwriting process. But when you get pre-approved, when you are approved, that means you have gone through the underwriting process. The underwriting have approved you, and now you sure you can go to closing. And that what a seller love. A seller love to receive an offer where the buyer has been pre-approved. That means the seller knows, the seller is certain that you'll be able to go to closing. You see? So those are key things you need to take into consideration. Key things. And it's better to make sure that you are pre-approved, you show you where to move forward with that deal, and then and you are in a very good place. Then you put yourself in a better position to back him. Then your buyer can tell the buyer agent can tell the seller, look, my client have been pre-approved, have gone on the underwriting, have been approved, we can close in 21 days, less than 30 days. Yeah, because this, based on the number of contingencies, it can extend the closing. You see, it can extend the closing date. Now that's what we're talking to. You see, we'll be talking about the next point there. You see, so you want to make sure that you are pre-approved and should definitely show that you are clear when it comes to financing and you can move forward with the deal. You see, so these are three contingencies that you want to work on and have in your favor when you are going through the home buying process. The next contingency consideration you want to make sure that is in place when it comes to the home buying process is the closing schedule. The third one, the closing schedule. So first, we talk about the offer price. The first thing you gotta make sure you work on. The second thing is the contingencies. The third is the closing schedule. Now, as I was saying, based on the number of contingencies you have, we determine the closing schedule. Because the more contingencies you have, so now you extend the closing date. And normally a closing will take place between 30 to 45 days. Yeah. But based on the number of contingencies, it could go up to inside 90 days. You see? And that what buyers, sellers love to receive offer from buyers who have less contingencies because it shortens the closing schedule. You see? You'll be able to close earlier. You have less things that you want to take in consideration that have to be approved before you go to closing. Sellers love a cash buyer because they ain't got no contingency. They buying it straightforward. They ain't got to wait for no loan, nothing of the kind. They buying it cash in 10 to 15 days, especially in Virginia. You see? So when you negotiating doing a contract, when negotiating a contract, you have to make sure the number of contingencies that you have, and based on you have ample time to be able to meet with all of these contingencies. You have to go to closing. You got to make sure now, as a buyer agent, that agent got to make sure that you have in ample time to make sure that based on the number of contingencies you will have, you'll be able to meet the closing date. And that is very key. And in the event you start running short of the closing date, your buyer agent should make sure that he requests for a closing extension. Because you want to wait till the date. You see, let's say you close on June 30th or July 31st. And July 31st coming and you still got to declare these contingencies are not being met. You will be able to close. You can't close unless these contingencies have been met. You see? And if you get to the place you realize that the closing date is coming up, and from all indications that these contingencies will not be met, you have to request for a closing extension to make sure that all the contingencies are met and you have what you call clear to close, the CTC, clear to close. That's that thing you want to hear from your title company. You are clear to close. Then you know you are in good business. You're ready to move forward. Yes. So you gotta make sure you keep on top of the game. You're on top of things and make sure that everything is going according to schedule. And if need be, you need to extend the closing date, do it ahead of time. Don't wait for the day of closing when you extend it. No, don't wait for that time. The final thing you need to take into consideration when it comes to the processing is the closing costs. Now, the closing cost is normally split between the buyer and the seller. And the closing cost is about between 1 to 2% of the entire sales process, the sales cost. Yeah. And normally it's split between the buyer and the seller. Now, when it's a seller's market, 9 out of 10 times, seller will not negotiate closing costs. The buyer got to pay their closing costs. If it's a buyer's market, buyers have advantage and they can request the seller to assist with closing costs. So again, you need to know which market you are in, and then you can know how to go about negotiating your closing costs. Yeah, because sellers, most buyers who really like a property will say, I don't need no closing costs. I will take care of my own closing costs. I need no help from the seller. I don't need any help. I will take care of my own closing costs. But when you in, because they know by that time that the seller is accepting a lot of offers, and most of the offers are above asking price, and the seller looking for the least amount of contingencies that they can get to go to closing. You are in the seller's market. Sellers are looking for the least amount of contingency and the highest and best offers that they can get to move forward. But when you're in a buyer's market, buyers are in control. And buyer can tell, look, you say you want to sell it for $400,000, but I am only offering you $375,000. Because by then, the sellers are getting fewer offers. So now no offers at all. They don't have many offers. And again, I will buy the house for this, and I need this amount in closing cost assistance. You see, then you can be able to step up and let him know exactly what you want. And now the 10 times seller will be willing to go along with you because they have little or no offers in hand. So now they have only one offer, so now only two. Because like right now, the market is shifting. It's no longer a stiff market before where seller was receiving 10, 20, 30 offers on one property. No. Property could stay on the market just for 1 or 2 days. Most time when the seller market, the market is so stiff, property stay in the market less than 5 days. They got so many offers. In 1 day, they got so many offers. You see? But when it being the shift and from a seller to a buyer market, when like right now it's shifting, property are still in the market 3-4 weeks now. More than 1 month now. Property stay in the market. You see? And sellers are becoming more flexible. And buyers have the opportunity to negotiate the price. And you say ask for considerations. Contingencies. For seller to consider the contingencies. It's happening right now. So there are people ask me, is it a good time for buyers to buy? Yes. Yes, it's a good time for buyers to buy right now. Don't just look at the interest rate. No. I said in a previous clip, when you're getting into a contract and you get a ratified contract, you get a property, marry the property, date the financing, the mortgage. Because the mortgage right now, the interest rate high, your mortgage is high, but you can refinance that mortgage, reduce your interest rate, and reduce your mortgage after a while. That can be done. And you can live in that property for as long as you want. So it's a good time to purchase a property. Because you can get a good deal right now from a seller who have the house on the market, and you can still be able to close in your favor. So if you're thinking about buying or selling right now, I will encourage you, go right ahead. You can call. I will be glad to work with you. I'll be glad to sit and talk with you, glad to go over the whole process with you to see how best we can be able to get a good deal for you at any time. So don't just look at the price. Don't just look at the price. We can negotiate. You can get a very good deal right now if you want to buy. So feel free to call me if you have any questions. If you want to buy, my number is 302-310-0621. Again, my cell phone number is 302-310-0621. And my business phone number is 667-290-5051. Again, my business phone number is 667-290-5051. And I'll be glad to sit and talk with you or anybody who you may know that are thinking about buying right now or in this market we are in. This is indeed a good time for buyers. Sellers are willing to negotiate. Sellers are willing to consider your contingencies and to make sure that they close the deal because property are staying longer on the market than before. And they're becoming uneasy. Sellers are becoming uneasy now and becoming more flexible. So get in it if you want to buy and see how best we can work with you. So if you don't have a buyer, feel free to call or text me. And I'll be glad to work with you. If you know anybody who want to buy or sell, let me know. I'll also be glad to work with them. So thanks for taking time to listen at my program. I'm so happy to always have you on board. You're always welcome. Please share this program. And also, this program is uploaded on my YouTube channel. I will encourage you, please visit my YouTube channel and sign up and subscribe. You just got to go. I will appreciate it very highly. Please visit it and subscribe go to the YouTube channel, type in the search bar, Lester Witherspoon Realtor, Lester Witherspoon Realtor, and subscribe to my channel. I will appreciate it very, very highly. I started it a few weeks ago, I think about a month now, not too long, and I need as many person to subscribe to my channel. So far I have good bit of clips on my channel. I've got good bit of clips on my channel, a lot of clips that you can learn about the home buying process. So you can listen to as many as you want and like as many as you want. But the main thing, I need you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So please visit it, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would appreciate it very, very highly. Until then, have a wonderful evening. And I look forward to keeping in touch with you, keeping you updated with the home buying process. And of course, every week we update on my YouTube channel. Every week we have update on the market and we post them on the YouTube channel. So take care, enjoy the rest of the week, and I will definitely keep you updated and keep you posted. This is your realtor and investor, Lester Witherspoon, saying bye for now, and I'll keep in touch. Take care.